Hi, everyone. It's Jody Schwan from Sioux Falls Business. Welcome to another edition of Talent Thursday. Welcome back, 2025, a new year, a new season of Talent Thursday. If you are new to this series, it's a great opportunity to check in regularly with our friends over at the Sioux Falls Development Foundation and talk about opportunities, talk about the wonderful workforce environment that we have here in Sioux Falls and all the different paths that you can take once you come and join us. So Denise Gazetta, who leads talent and workforce development, for the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, arranges these conversations and does a great job of giving us a really good variety of people to hear from. So, hi, Denise. Hope your year is off to a good start and look forward to having you introduce today's guest.
Absolutely. And Happy New Year. We are back 2025 and we're starting fresh with one of my favorite people, somebody that I have known pretty much since I started in this role. Our first meeting was right there. Well, it was in our old office. Ross Leonhardt from Children's Home Society. He was coming in his journey. He was on some type of leadership track, but we were introduced. And immediately I thought, oh my gosh, not only is this person really great, but he's also working for a great organization. So welcome, Ross.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Thank you, Ross. It's been really fun to watch the evolution of Children's Home Society and all of the many programs that you offer and the needs, frankly, that you meet in the community. And because of that, it means there are a lot of opportunities for people to connect with you in one way or another. So let's start by talking a bit about your role. What does it involve? What ultimately led you to Children's Home Society?
Yeah, so my role within the organization, I'm a human resource representative. So I handle a lot of recruitment for the organization, both in Sioux Falls and the Black Hills. We're statewide. Not a lot of people know that we're statewide. So that's something we always try to promote. But otherwise, I just handle other HR duties as assigned. And how I got connected and started with CHS. So probably just over 10 years ago, I hit my 10-year mark back in October. I started as a relief residential youth counselor, working directly with the kids, mostly the all boys unit. I loved it. I was going to grad school to obtain my master's degree in sports administration and leadership. So, nothing really to do with the human services field. At the time, it was just a job to, kind of supplement going to school. And then once I graduated, there was an opportunity to go full-time, working directly with the kids. I loved the people I worked with, loved the kids I worked with, loved the organization. So I decided to stick on. I did that for about 7 years. And then about 3 years ago, made the transition over to the administrative side. And as an HR rep, went from working with the kids and clients to now recruiting the staff to work with our kids and clients. So I get to use a lot of my business classes I used and learned about. So it was a good transition, not only for myself, but for the organization too, to stay with the organization and continue the work with CHS.
It's just such critical work. And I love that you started really from the ground up. We reach through Talent Thursday a lot of different audiences, including college students. Denise has a great network of college students, and many of them might not really know a whole lot about Children's Home Society and certainly the broader organization. So do you want to maybe speak a bit about what you offer and then some of maybe the immediate ways that people might connect with opportunities there?
Yeah, so CHS, when I first started, we had our traditional programs and stuff that people would think of. Residential treatment is one of our biggest programs within the organization. The Shelter for Family Safety, or formerly Children's Inn, that really deals with the domestic violence area, is another big program. And just over the years, we've seemed to grow as an organization, whether that's working direct care with our kids in residential, and now expanding in our community-based area. In Rapid City, we just opened an outpatient clinic and hired our first child psychologist. So right now, you could say we have probably 7 overarching programs within CHS, but really, if you get down to it, it's probably 12 or 13 because there's programs within programs. And so not a lot of people know about, hey, I heard about residential, but I didn't know you offered this program or that program.
Exactly.
So really it's getting exposure. Yes, I go out and recruit staff for certain positions, but also at the same time too, my recruiting is just getting the brand out to the public and to the masses. Some people compare us and ask us if we're Lifescape or the old Children's Care Hospital. So we just have to remind them the differentiating. Yes, they're all great organizations and do their own great work, but remind them who we are and what we do.
Yeah. Denise says you've gotten to know Children's Home Society more. What has stood out to you about them as an organization?
It's just the incredible people like Russ. I mean, just so immensely talented, very passionate, and really just there to really help provide a need to those that are amongst the most, that's going to be a big lift. And so you talk about the motivation, you talk about that passion that draws you in, the sense of mission. And so Children's Home Society does that. I mean, the care that's provided, and Ross just did a fantastic job talking about the whole span across the entire organization, but it's so needed in our society. And so I always walk in there and there is such, for the work that is done there, the environment is enthusiastic, it's inclusive. Those are things that you get. People really like working there. And that's not something that you can fabricate, right? So those are the things that kind of stand out to me, Jody. Just
Definitely.
Yeah.
So Ross, when we look at opportunities, are there some areas of particularly high need or openings that are available sooner than later if people are interested in connecting with roles there?
Yeah, there's always opportunities. Our biggest one, if someone wants to get their foot in the door, is our residential youth counselors or youth care providers. We occasionally have teaching assistants because we have a school on site for all of our residential kids as well. So there's a lot of entry level positions too. And then, as we work up through the organization, we've had people start as residential youth counselors, obtain their degree for therapy and have become therapists for us and kind of have worked the ladder within the organization, which is great to see. We've also had other people, we were a stepping stone in their journey too. So we have opportunities through employment, whether it's full-time, part-time, relief. And then our internships is a big draw for college students too. I can't remember how long ago we started, but now we pay interns $20 an hour.
Oh, wow.
To come do their internship. And that's really unheard of, especially in the human services sector. And that's something that we pride ourselves in. Hey, while you're going to school for your degree, hey, come work for us. Gain that experience, gain that knowledge. You get hands-on training like our full-time employees would. And get to connect with the clients or kids they work with. So that's been a great opportunity. And we've at least retained at least 50% or more of our interns after their experience. So each year it seems to get more competitive and it's great. We don't have to publicize our internships as much. People come to us now. So knowing that we offer it paid internships, and we get requests almost on the daily about internships and what it looks like. I'm getting requests for 2026 right now.
Oh, wow.
So to see what we have available. So
Fantastic. But I think that's just the start. I mean, the internship and the compensation is a good example because it builds from there. I mean, I think that you have been very intentional about offering competitive compensation and benefits.
Yeah, it's been one of our top priorities here at CHS. We understand that the work that our direct care staff do is tough work. It is taxing both physically and mentally on a day-to-day basis. I personally have been in that situation where, I've worked a 10-hour, 12-hour shift, and then I have to go back the next day. And so we realize that in order to provide the best care for our clients, we have to take care of our staff first. And that starts with the total benefits package. We review it each year, and have for the last 3 years to make sure that all of our positions are either at market or above market competitiveness. And looking at different other benefits within the organization to see how we can improve stuff. What can we add to the already competitive benefits package to keep our employees happy?
I mean, we've talked about this before, Denise, but they're just a real leader, I think, in that sense. So many best practices that he's talking about here.
Oh, the full range. I mean, you talk about what talent wants today, right? Between community, career, cause. We always talk about that because it's the full package, and they offer that. And I think about Ross and your experience, when I met you, it was over 6 years ago now, okay? Ross was involved in a professional development program, right? Something that the company was investing in. That's how we kind of crossed paths. That's great. Something community centered too, great. And also then doing great work. And so what comes along with that is in a company that says, just like Children's Hope Society has done, we're going to make sure we're going to benchmark and use data and research to make sure that we continue to stay abreast. And so those are the components when all of them come together, you have a recipe for success. And so I love hearing the fact that you guys are retaining such a large percentage of your interns and you're turning them in from intern to hire. So that's great. The other thing I love is that people are already reaching out about next year, because that's really a big lift. And again, it's the incredible work that you guys are doing. And so often people don't necessarily know some of the things that are happening in our community, whether it's domestic violence or it's children that need care. And so you guys are providing that, and that's fantastic. So.
Yeah. And I think it is easy to hone in on because certainly there's a need for those people providing the direct care. But I think it's worth mentioning too that you may have a whole different set of skills. You may be already in the workplace, in any number of roles. And because of the size of this organization, there are a lot of just strictly business type of roles that kind of are necessary too. So for someone who wants to use their accounting skills or their HR skills, Ross, in your case, right? But to support an organization that really meets a critical need, you have those opportunities too.
Yeah, we have definitely administrative opportunities that pop up once in a while. Probably not as often as our direct care, which is also a positive because then it shows the longevity of our administrative staff. And they recognize too that, yes, while they're not being the direct care providers to our clients, their work is as important to help with the mission of CHS.
And the mobility and being able to transfer between, just like Ross's experience, right? He came in, you were in graduate school on a different path, but you found something that you really were invested in, and then you just stayed. And then after a period of time, there was that desire to see something else and have those professional growth responsibilities. I love that. I mean, the whole thing is just, again, that's the type of organization, and I say this all the time, Jody, we have lots of them here. People really need to look back and they need to think about when they're looking to place roots, or they're looking maybe in today's world where maybe they want to be closer to children, or maybe they want to be have better healthcare access, right? Sioux Falls draws so much. And so at any stage, to your point of your career, of your life, there are amazing opportunities here, and you will be so impressed. And it's incredible. If you look at out the window, just the perfect sunshine day. We have that a lot here too. So
I'll tell you what, we have had, I'm not even going to go into detail here, but whatever you think a South Dakota winter would be like, if you're watching this from outside of the community, that's not it this year. We've had a really nice winter so far. And as we approach mid-February, it's like, all right, whatever's left, we can do this, right? We got this. It's not been bad at all. Russ, are you from here originally? And if not, what brought you here? What keeps you here?
Yeah, no, I'm born and raised Sioux Falls. Have been my whole life. Went to undergrad school in Mitchell at Dakota Wesleyan, but then moved back and haven't moved since. And Sioux Falls is a great community. And especially we see that at CHS too, as far as support. Whether it's volunteers, whether it's donors, our board members are statewide in the organization. So we get a lot of good support from Sioux Falls, and Sioux Falls is very generous when it comes to organizations like ourselves.
Yep, absolutely. And I know you always need people in those business development roles and those volunteer roles too. So, there are a lot of ways to connect with Children's Home Society.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a lot of ways. So if you're, happy in your career, there's a lot of ways to get involved, right? You could donate. I mean, my, daughters raised money to donate to care for kids. And so there's so many different ways that you can touch an organization like this. And so all is welcome.
Ross, if people want to learn more, I mean, apparently if you're thinking internship, you better get moving because these are in demand. But what would you suggest to anyone, college student looking for that internship or someone looking for a more of a career opportunity? What should they do?
Yeah, no, definitely. Check out our website, www.chssd.org. And you can view the different programs we offer, learn more about CHS. I always encourage people to, before they apply, take a look at the organization, see which areas of interest are appealing to you. And then our employment tab has our most up-to-date employment opportunities and internships. We're in the process of posting our summer ones right now for this year. So they will be coming soon, but yeah, and then reach out to anyone within the HR department if you have questions. Everyone in our HR department has some knowledge of the jobs or can point you in the right direction to myself or our other coordinator out in the Black Hills as well. So we'd be happy to answer any questions and kind of get a feel for what you're looking for and how can we assist and what positions may be the right fit.
Perfect. Well, it's a great organization and such a good one to connect to, no matter really what your interest lies in, whether it's a job or simply a way to give back more to the community. So Denise, what about you? Any closing thoughts here?
No, just thank you, Ross. I mean, I've really appreciated your partnership. He's so and just engaged and throughout our community with all the things we're doing, from the middle schools, the high schools, to now we're talking about an internship program. So thank you. It's like partners like the two of you that kind of make all of us just really happy because we have a lot of different people to go to. So thank you. And we will be back next week and we are kicking this year off on a good start. So
yes, absolutely. So if you have questions, obviously reach out, as Russ said, directly to the organization. Comment if you would like. Denise will keep an eye on those, or her team will. We can get back to you. You can always reach out to the Development Foundation, and they're there to get you connected too. So as she said, more to come here. In the meantime, thanks for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week.